Jason Harper, a well-liked high school teacher, loyal husband, and devoted family man. Shot dead in the master bedroom of the family's Southern California home. And there's no question who did it. His wife, Julie.
I heard a loud noise and felt my hand jerk.
But there are other questions, and the answers will help a jury decide her fate. Did Julie pull the trigger on purpose, or was this an accident? What did she do after the blood was shed? And what on earth did she tell her kids, who were downstairs when that bullet went barreling through their dad? The home of Jason and Julie Harper in the San Diego bedroom community of Carlsbad, where she's a Harvard alum turned stay-at-home mom. And he teaches math and coaches volleyball at the local high school. The Harpers, both 39, have been married for nearly 11 years, many of them happily. And they are loving parents to 3 young children. But over the past few years, their marriage has deteriorated.
Things had gotten very bad between Jason and my sister, and it looked like they might be headed towards a divorce.
Amy Kilpack says her older sister Julie had confided in her about her marital problems.
Jason had become very, very angry, was constantly yelling at her, would grab her by her wrists and twist them.
But Julie claims Jason's abuse reached a deadly new level one morning during a fierce argument in their bedroom.
He was yelling all of these things and screaming them.
I don't want to enable your horrible money waste and your poor credit score and everything else. I don't want to enable that.
Grabbed me by the arms, began shaking me forcefully.
Julie says she feared for her life.
As he was coming toward me, he said, "I'm gonna kill you, you."
And moments later, Jason is lying dead on the floor from a shot through his ribcage. But instead of calling 911, Julie hides his body under clothes lying around the bedroom, gathers up the kids who are watching TV downstairs, and takes refuge with her father.
At this point, had you tried to call 911 or call paramedics or call the police?
No.
It's another 16 hours before Julie turns herself in and is charged with first-degree murder after police can find no sign of bruises or injuries on her body to support her claim of self-defense. Nor can police find the murder weapon, a Derringer 38 Special. Julie says she buried, but can't remember where.
Did she say anything about a gun?
I don't believe so.
Did she say anything about a murder weapon?
I don't believe so.
The prosecution alleges Julie had planned to kill her husband Jason and run, presenting surveillance shots of her withdrawing large amounts of money from the bank just before she shot him dead.
She disposed of the murder weapon, and she assembled a getaway bag stuffed with a different gun, her passport, $39,000 in cash, and Jason Harper's last will and testament.
But the defense argues that getaway bag is what abused wives are advised to assemble should they have to flee in an emergency. Julie also claims Jason had raped her some 30 times during their marriage.
It's not an event where Julie Harper committed a murder. It's not an event where she committed a manslaughter. As a person, she has rights, and that is the reason why this killing happened.
When she is asked why she didn't report the abuse, Julie alludes to the notorious case of football star Ray Rice beating up his fiancée in an Atlantic City elevator.
She was only fortunate that there was some elevator video of him.
Julie says she didn't think anyone would believe her. As for her rape allegations, the prosecution says Julie contradicts herself in a private journal where she had written about wanting more sex with her husband. Quote, improve sex life, more foreplay, last longer, more variety.
So if I'm understanding your testimony correctly, rapes were going on at this time, but you're having a conversation with him about interest in sex in your marriage. Is that correct?
Yes.
Julie also says she never meant to kill her husband, that she pulled the trigger by accident as Jason was coming toward her in a rage. But the prosecution gets the jury to dry fire a .38 Derringer, like the one used to shoot Jason, to prove the trigger was too hard to pull by accident. The prosecution also produces forensic diagrams of the bullet trajectory, showing that Jason was shot in the back, not as he was approaching her, like Julie claimed. And Jason's mother, Lena Harper, says she feared Jason was in danger from Julie, who prosecutors say had become addicted to prescription narcotics she took for an autoimmune condition.
I said, "Are you safe?" Something just didn't feel right.
The very next morning, her son was dead.
I screamed and said, "It's so final. She couldn't have. It's just too final."
Next, the verdict.
We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant